During the first 5 weeks of the subscription season, our audiences are going to be able to see Gustavos' programming priorities in kind of full blossom. And in fact, if you look over those 5 weeks, some patterns emerge. In the opening subscription week, we have a short opener by our creative chair, John Adams, followed by a big substantial work by one of the most interesting voices coming from Latin America, Esteban Benzecry, and followed on the second half by a big, meaty, core repertoire symphonic work. That first program opens with Tromba lontana, which is this beautiful, kind of haunting, distant call of an opening work, which leads beautifully into Esteban's noisy and raucous distillation. It's called Ritualis Amerindios, is broken into 3 movements, and each of those movements tells the story of an ancient god, whether it's an Incan god's story or a Mayan god's story or an Aztec god's story. But what it does is it uses these beautiful colors of the orchestra. The orchestra emerges through these Latin American rhythms and dances, but it tells a very programmatic story. That is, it is very descriptive of a specific idea that the composer wanted to bring to life. On the second half, we have the first piece of programmatic music. It's a piece by Hector Berlioz, and it's called Symphonie fantastique. And this was back in the 1830s. He, as a composer, decided that he wanted to tell a story, but he wanted to tell a specific story. He didn't want to leave anything to the imagination. So there was a narrative that was built throughout this 5-movement work. And whether that is a witch's brew and cauldron and a dance, or whether it was the march of a prisoner to his execution, or whether it was a beautiful kind of call across the valley of 2 shepherds, there's a very specific images that he was trying to paint musically. And Esteban Benzecry, 175 years later, was building upon that tradition.